Hello students, hope you are all doing good. In the previous class we discussed about the dispersion of light as well as scattering of light. Today we are going to start a new chapter. This is your 6th chapter, structure of the atom. Before going to this topic, in 9th class you have discussed about various atomic models like J.J. Thomson, Bohr's model and Rutherford's model. Now, how are the subatomic particles arranged in the atom? You have nucleus at the center and you have orbits around nucleus in which the electrons will revolve. At the center you have nucleus. In nucleus you have neutrons and protons. So this is how the subatomic particles are arranged inside an atom. Now let us discuss about something called as electromagnetic spectrum. Now if you throw a stone in the still pond, what happens is you can observe ripples in the still pond, and that will create waves in this order, in this manner. The particles of the matter, they vibrate perpendicular to the propagation of wave. That is about water wave. Next, if any item vibrates, if any material vibrates, then it produces sound. Sound is also one of the wave. Similarly, if the electric charge vibrates, then you get a wave which is called electromagnetic wave. Now in this electromagnetic wave, whenever the electric charge is moving, it creates a change in the electric field. This change in the electric field will also create magnetic field. So both the electric and magnetic field are created in such a way that they are perpendicular to each other. Suppose if this is the electric wave, then you have magnetic wave perpendicular to the propagation of the electric wave. So this is how an electromagnetic wave appears like. That is, whenever a charged particle, an electrically charged particle vibrates, then it creates a changing electric field. Changing electric field creates change in magnetic field. So a wave is created in which the electric field and magnetic field are both perpendicular to each other. Like ocean waves, these waves also have wavelength and frequency. Wavelength is the distance between any two successive crests or any two successive crests, same points on the successive crests and same points on the successive troughs. So that is what is called lambda, that is wavelength. And frequency means the number of waves created in 1 second, or it is the number of waves that pass through a point in 1 second of time. That is called frequency. Now you have an equation for velocity. Velocity is equal to mu lambda, that is frequency into lambda. This is applicable for all the waves, whether it is sound wave or any other wave. Now I told you we have something called as electromagnetic spectrum. It's not only the visible light, but also you have many other electromagnetic waves like radio waves, gamma rays, X-rays. These are the other electromagnetic waves which have different frequencies and wavelengths, but only the visible light can be seen, remaining all cannot be seen. You have microwaves, radio waves, gamma rays, X-rays. These are also different electromagnetic waves, that is, they are also created when a charged particle moves, but you cannot see them. You can only see the visible light. Now imagine that we are heating an iron rod When you heat an iron rod, initially the color appears to be red, slowly it turns orange, from orange it turns yellow, from yellow it turns blue. You still heat further, it will turn white. It will turn white because all the colors together appears to be white. Now, whenever an energy is emitted or whenever energy is absorbed, it happens in the multiples of h nu. This is called Planck's, where h is called Planck's constant. Whenever a body absorbs energy, whenever a body gives out energy, it always happens in the multiples of h nu, that is 1 h nu, 2 h nu, 3 h nu. The energy given out or observed, it is not continuous but it is discrete, like it will observe or it will give in the multiples of h nu. Here h is called Planck's constant, which is 6.626 into 10 to the power of 34 joules second. Ten to the power of minus 34 joules second. Minus 34 joules second. So energy is always given out in the multiples of h nu or it is observed in the multiples of h nu. Now what you do is, I want you to take a platinum loop on which you take cupric chloride and introduce it into a non-luminous flame. You will see that the flame appears in green color. Similarly, you take strontium chloride. You take strontium chloride on the loop, it appears to be in crimson red color. So each element has its own characteristic color. It will give out an own wavelength, it will give out its own line spectra as per the color. That is called line spectra. This line spectra is different for different atoms. Now, we have various atomic models like Bohr's atomic model, Bohr's Sommerfeld atomic model. Let us discuss what is Bohr's model. As per Bohr's model, electrons revolve around nucleus in fixed orbits. These are called stationary orbits or stationary shells. Each of the orbit has got specific energy E1, E2, E3, E4 and so on. Whenever an electron jumps from lower energy orbit to higher energy orbit, it absorbs energy. Whenever an electron jumps from higher energy orbit to lower energy orbit, it will give out energy. That energy can be seen as an emission line. That is called an emission line. Now when this emission line for hydrogen is observed, it was observed that this emission line has further small fine lines. Inside each emission line there were further small fine lines. So the model could not account for splitting up of this emission line. Why there are further fine lines? That is explained by Bohr-Sommerfeld in a different model. So we shall discuss the Bohr-Sommerfeld model in the next class. That's all for today's class, children. We shall continue in the next class.